Hi, I'm Suzanne Shaw. A staple of British meals has to be the good old-fashioned roast. You can't beat it. And you don't have to wait until a Sunday to make it. You can make it any day of the week. And I know what you're thinking. That's a little bit pricey, isn't it, to be having a roast on a Monday? Well, no, you can actually feed a family of 4 for under a tenner. Here we have 1 kilogram of topside beef. Now this will serve a family of 4 and you'll have plenty left over for the rest of the week. Salt and pepper for seasoning on the beef, 2 leeks, mushrooms, knob of butter, flour and cream for the sauce, and 350 ml of hot beef stock. And in the freezer we have Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings, roast potatoes and honey glazed parsnips. I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees and I'm gonna add some water to the beef. Now the reason of adding the water is to stop the juices from burning because we're going to be using the stock from that later. I'm going to add a bit of salt and pepper and now put it in the oven. Roast beef's been in for 20 minutes now. The roast potatoes and the honey glazed parsnips, now they'll go in for 30 minutes. The reason I'm using frozen veg is because it saves time and it saves money. Right, beef is done. I'm going to take it out of the oven and let it rest for 10 minutes. It's actually quite important because what it does, it allows the juices to flow through the meat, but also helps when it comes to carving. There we go, I'm going to put that to one side and start on the side veg. You can always pre-cut the vegetables the night before and put them in the fridge because that, you know, it does save time. But also leeks are really in season at the moment. Add the oil and the butter, the veg to go in. Stir all this round and make it nice and brown and golden and get it covered in the butter. Leeks and mushrooms are ready now, nice and golden. Splash of water to finish off the cooking of them, so I'll put the lid on for a minute. Then what I'm going to do is put them in the bowl and keep them warm in the oven with the Yorkshire puddings. Now it's time to make the sauce. I'm going to be using hot beef stock, cream, flour and a little bit of seasoning. I'm using the same pan as I did with the vegetables. It saves on energy, saves on washing up, and also you've got the nice flavours of the vegetables still in there. Add the flour. And it's important you let that cook for a minute because you don't want the sauce to taste too floury. So if you keep stirring it in, and now it's time to add half the beef stock, and now I'm going to whisk in because you want it to be quite smooth. Now the lumps have finally come out and the consistency is nice, I'm going to add the rest of the beef stock, stir it in a bit more, and now it's time to add the juices of the beef and stir it in, and finally we're going to be adding the cream. Really thicken the sauce up. Right, add a little bit of seasoning and that's the sauce ready. Everything's finished now, so I'm just going to carve up the beef. It's nice and pink inside. Parsnips, now as you can see, I'm quite guilty of having loads of leftovers, but the great thing is that I can really make this stretch for other meals and try different dishes out with it. Here we go, time for the gravy. Beef roast with all the trimmings and a lovely creamy sauce. Check out the Aunt Bessie's Facebook page for more ideas on what to do with those leftovers and how to make those pennies go further.